How you all doing? Hopefully you had plenty of time to get out there and grab something to drink. Lady Sheila very kindly offered to finish brewing the tea for me, which was very kind of her. Which means we're back a little bit earlier than I would have been otherwise, which was already a little bit later than I should have been. But, details. Right, so that's a frozen coal down there. So we don't really want to go too much further than this. We'll take it as far down as this. Into that algae there. Got a couple of things that we want to branch across and explore at this level. If we get the chance. We will hopefully get that chance. Again, if we can find a metal volcano, then we've basically got functionally inexhaustible amounts of steel. We've technically got that, but it's really not guaranteed in any kind of frequency. But this will have a guaranteed frequency for us. That is a lot of chlorine there, my lord. How? Why? Why is there so much chlorine there? Oh, is it because we're no longer... Oh, no. That is quite curious why that's so high up there, but alright. Now, at the very least, we should be seeing all of the CO2 moving in this direction when it gets brought over. Down here, yeah, this elixir is no longer getting any CO2, which is rather dire. I may need to set up a temporary pump somewhere to just try and move some of that CO2 across. Yeah, I think we do. I can always branch it across and then join it down here somewhere so that it goes through the test. And I can hook it up over on this side. So, all right, let's go for that. It doesn't need to be made of steel. Well, I'll make it of gold amalgam just so that it doesn't have a chance that it might break. We will use automation to check for... Oh, thank you so much, Sheila. MVT to the rescue once again. Atmo sensor... Well, actually, no. I want the... Where is it? Is there not a sensor that... Oh, I guess it was just pick out what kind of element is there. No, there we are. Gas element sensor. There we are. I only want this one to activate if this is CO2 and there is enough atmosphere here as well for it to matter. We'll have a AND gate. Well, actually, no. Don't think I can. I'll have to set it up over here, so that's fine. Pop that atmosphere sensor there as well. So both of these have to be true. And this one needs to look for carbon dioxide. Because if the atmosphere and the type of gas is true up here, it will be true down here. Because of the way the CO2 moves. MVT as always, indeed. And we'll just bridge across. Now this should pump an awful lot of CO2 over there. Now how much drain is on this? That's fine. Oh, damn it, of course. I'm building in 9s again. There we go, I'll drop that down. But to be fair, this system is important. So I don't want this slickster to starve. Check the... Ooh, glass, I'll take it. Thank you. Also, let's go ahead and open that up. Just because we can. And down here, the pipe is, it's coming along. It's going to take a while, though. Sadly. I should get on and move the CO2 across the coal generators. Might as well. Well, I've given them a lot of building tasks, so I kind of think that we need to let them finish with a couple of those first. They've also got a lot of hauling tasks as well. There's an awful lot of regolith being moved in here. The temperature, though, is almost at the start point. It's almost reached 200 now. Very, very close to starting. Let's have a watch. Yeah, I mean, this place is getting quite warm now, but it will cool down again soon enough. Interestingly, we're dropping regolith out into the base at significantly lower temperatures than the base is, so it's then just heating up again. But the energy to cool down my coolant is still helping to warm this place up a bit, so that's fine. But it's about to kick in. There we go. And full power on the generators. That's going to keep running for quite some time. Let's go ahead and give them a little bit of a boost. Just a last little kick. Get more of the space rocks in there. There we go. We're up to 8.1 million calories of barbecue at this point. It's rather ridiculous. Now, only trigger if it's above 1,000. There we go. And there we go. The CO2 is reasonably warm as well, so it will probably make our slickster quite happy to have some proper noms coming their way. There we go. That is much, much better now. This should start feeding the slickster. CO2 up here will drift down. The CO2 here will it'll kind of sit there and slowly move up to equalize the pressure. Either way, the slickster... Oh, baby slickster is available. Hooray. Well, I'm going to want this to be 6. Copy those settings. Down there as well. And down here. There we go. Excellent. 49 years. Baby over here. Exactly 0 years. And ooh, there's a long-haired egg. This looks like an egg. It's a bit chill over here, I suppose. Yeah, and so this is how it's working. It's just moving it further down the chain each time. But let's have a quick look at you. What are your chances? 61% chance of a long-hair lava egg. Ugh. That's unfortunate. Well, hopefully this CO2 will start to warm this place up a little bit, but that was quite unfortunate. And that one will get delivered over yonder. And for the time being, long-haired slicksters, they are going to be turned into omelets. There's a lava egg. Where? Where? Where is it? Is it in here? No, it's not in here. Where is the... Oh, where is this? There's a lava back somewhere. There is a slickster somewhere that has gone rather warm and has laid... Oh. Okay, so... if this gets sent down here, I need a test for whether anything moving in here is petroleum. And if it is petroleum, it needs to exit and go elsewhere. Cancel that one. I want the molten lava rag. Now, it's probably not going to be able to survive in there, but for while it's there, it will be producing petroleum. Just straight up petroleum. So, plumbing. I want a liquid pipe element sensor. Right. Let's see. I'm going to need to move this down. I'm going to need this here instead. Because if this detects that it is in fact petroleum about to move through it, then I want it to take a different route. This is ugly piping. I'm gonna build it the other way around. Again, just because I'm finicky. Like so. It doesn't need to be particularly high priority, but I do want it done reasonably soon. I also do not need these run at priority level 9. That was something necessary a while back, but no longer. How much drain is this system? This particular pipe. We can afford it. This like takes 10. I also need to make sure that it's actually hooked up to power. Sorry, to automation. There you go. Can I expand resources to find it? I certainly can, yeah. There. Viability is 97%. It's 33% incubated. That's fantastic. Alright, there we go. There we are. Starting to see the CO2 starting to rise now. Starting to push the chlorine and polluted oxygen back out. You know what? There's absolutely no reason not to set these up here. Just for now. Shadow Wolf, thank you very much for the Prime sub there, mate. Diolch yn fawr. It's really kind of you, mate. And Night Aquamentus. Hello indeed. Hope your night's going well, mate. Okay, well, with that, we got our first long-haired slickster, which is going to be fantastic. I do need to set this up, and I don't want to forget about it, so I'm just going to give this a high priority just so I can set it up to be used the right way, and then I can forget about it at that point. Now, one of the things I can do... I did mention to you one way that you can get around the whole you can only have 20 critters in a room thing. And that is to make the room tiny, but allow the critters to freely leave the room. Then you can store as many as you want. They won't be happy, they will be glum, and they will eventually die. There's no other way of putting it. But if you haven't got anywhere else to put them anyway, that was their fate. Regardless, there was going to be the thing that happened. Now what we could do up here is use this little spot at the top as our pen. You need at least a 3 wide area. For the critter drop off, but you can do a little bit of magic with automation if you are thus inclined. We will excavate this area. It pains me to have to do it, but we're going to. Might even hook it up there. I'm not sure about that one yet, but there'll be a little area in here for the slicksters to live. I do need to let the... Well, honestly, I kind of need to let the non-CO2 gases out. But eventually I'll want to seal this off. Like once this is pushed everything else out, then we can get rid. You know what? Over here, I guess we could have... Instead of building these there... I could just have 3 of them over here. There we go. I'm actually reasonably happy that we've gotten slicksters set up, though it's certainly not anywhere near where it needs to be, but it's getting better all the time. Less ethical ranching with Dark Aavak? No, don't be silly. No, Dark Aavak would be drowning the infants. This is just a necessary reality. We are going to be treating them so well, so nicely, that they're going to breed well beyond the capacity of their environment to sustain them. We want this to be checking for petroleum. There we go. And in the instances where it finds said petroleum, I wanted to let that petroleum out. This now needs to go. Deconstruct that completely. Yes. So all of this will go out through there. If it's petroleum, it'll be let out. If it's not, it'll carry on. And then it'll eventually go to one of these two. But if it is petroleum, it'll flow this way and then out along with the petroleum line. But yeah, they're just going to breed to the point where we can't sustain them in these areas and they become overcrowded and glum. To that end, we will then... If there are too many in there, like when the eggs hatch and we have what, 1 too many or whatever, we will simply move them. And we'll put them over here. We won't be doing that very actively. because this isn't going to be breeding them to that sort of capacity. Well, I guess it might actually. With 2 incubators, it might be very hard to manage their numbers. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But for the most part, once the 2 incubators have got eggs in them, new ones will be sent off to be cracked rather than allowing adults to be born, only to be sent up here. Like I said, there's quite a lot of unethical ways of playing this game. I'm actively trying not to, for the most part. For the most part. We'll just seal that in a bit. And we'll run a wall along the top. Guess it won't really matter too much, but yeah, I'm actually thinking that we may well hollow this out in this instance. Again, I don't really like hollowing them out like this, but we'll do it this once. And since we're going to have that up top, we're not actually going to need... Well, technically wouldn't need this on the inside either. I'll leave it there for now. We'll use this scaffolding. I'm glad humans don't reproduce on comfy nuts. Then again, eventually too many would exist for there to be any comfort. I wonder if that is something to consider, Aavak. Oh, the humans reproduce wildly. As a species, we have vastly exceeded the capacity of our various environments to sustain ourselves. We've been doing that all the way throughout our history. And then technology catches up. Possibly out of necessity, really. To be honest, we get ourselves into situations and then we fix those situations. But we quite often get ourselves into them long before we know how to, or even if we will be able to fix the situation. I think I've mentioned it a couple of times. I think humans as a species evolved to be very proactive about problems, but not very... They're not very risk averse when it comes to problems. I think as a species, we get into all kinds of shenanigans all the time that we didn't mean to. But rather than just sitting there and like waiting for the problem to resolve itself, which would be in the case of overpopulation, to without any kind of stimulus externally, just more or less just stop having children for a while, we get very proactive. We get really sharp. We get really driven towards finding a solution. Probably most of modern farming came from that problem. Most of our advances in engineering, which allow us to build as densely as we do, came from a need to have more places to put people, because we really weren't slowing down with how quickly we were making them. All right then. Oh wow, that filled up fast. Look at that. That filled up really fast, my lord. And it's warm too. Good. Very good. We're moving a lot of warm CO2 across there right now. Awful lot of warm CO2. This is very good news. Okay. How's things going down here though? Not too bad, actually. We're getting there. Got a ways to go yet, but we're on the good side of it, I would say. No, we're gonna reject all for now. Actually, no. And the problem is we are going to be accepting the extremely cool CO2 that's popping out of here, but that should be fine. The main thing is that we're getting plenty of CO2 down there. And that this is taking secondary. So if there's already stuff moving through this pipe, we're not just going to dump in on that. No, we don't want that. We want it on that one. There we go. And now let's take these all the way up. Now with that done, we are going to want a mechanized lock. It doesn't really matter. This won't overheat, so it doesn't really matter what we use there. But we are going to want a critter sensor at the top of this room. And I will show you why in a moment. This doesn't need to be powered. Helpful if it is, just because it'll be that much faster. But it doesn't need to be. There's a critter sensor. Not in there. Critter sensor, there we go. We'll pop this right up there. Then we're going to run some automation wire down, but not connect it yet, because if the moment we connect it, that door is not going to open normally. Right, so with that done, let's go ahead and continue to run this along there. Once that's filled in, we'll just have that around the side. And then this room will happily accept the CO2 that's being pumped in, or whatever particular temperature. This is going to be brought all the way up so that anywhere that a slickster might stand, it can shed its oil, or indeed petroleum, down here. It's going to be particularly good for us. Oh, look at that. So happy. Super happy. Right, now there's there's literally no polluted oxygen there. It all got pushed up. Damn it. Mind you, to be fair, didn't really have much time there, did it? I may as well pull that down. Now, we are going to want to hook that up with a little bit of power. Just, again, you don't have to, but the speed of them opening is useful. So we'll run this all the way up and then across. There we go. Given that we are planning to pipe hot CO2 into that area, should we no longer have the top gas permeable? Oh no, we'll be replacing that. It's not going to be... this is going to be solid walls. I just wanted to push all of the other gases out first. And I'm going to wait to have constructed the remainder of the shell before I undo this part. Just to be sure that everything's in the right place. Honestly, that's close enough, but I think we may take this a little bit further along. Deconstruct there. I'm going to deconstruct all of these. Actually, you know what? Let's cancel that. I'll bring her across from here. Oh, will it run over those? Let me just have a quick look. The tube might not be able to run across that. In which case, actually, you know what? I know it'll be able to run at that because there's nothing in the way there. Get rid of you. And get rid of you. We are going to run this tube all the way along and then down. If they want to get off here, they can, but if they want to go back, they're going to have to climb over there. I think that's a fair way of doing it. This area is now so empty of more or less everything. Somewhat glorious. Got a long bit of work to do with all of this, but we'll get there. It'll happen in time. Power is going to be a problem. Well, actually, no. We've already laid out how much power we had, so we should be okay with it. Those autosaves, though. Again, very, very panic-inducing. I'm not going to lie. I get very worried. Exceedingly so. get up here, gather a bit more regolith that we can then haul in. It's not a high priority, but anyone who's got a digging job as their preference can take care of that. Also, on a low priority, I want these broken down. We're going to start pulling down the scaffolding in areas where we just don't need it anymore. For example, over here. Actually, I'm going to keep that one because I'm going to want to pull up whatever that drops. But